paid? Are you stupid?
I don't even know what Rinrar is, but people just have it and it messes it up.
Bro, I just randomly got it one day, bro.
Well, yeah,
Like, it
no,
just randomly
this round is
appeared.
just like way too fucking hard.
Bro, you got that. Your fusion's 425, though.
I say as I'm playing an even harder level right now.
Yeah, come on.
I'm playing a harder and probably worse level, but you know what?
Join the stream, join the stream, join the stream.
Take a look at what I'm playing.
Oh hell!
Oh, what is it?
This is unnerved innards.
My game.
Yes! 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 I beat my 2, I beat my 2, I beat my 2, I beat my 2, and I beat my 2. Let's go!
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck this level!
Yeah,
This is one of the worst levels I played. Oh my god.
Alright, well, you better take all that shit back. You already beat the level.
Oh my god.
Good shit.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
Amp wants to know if you can have the pass.
Let's go, bro.
Wait,
What'd you say?
Okay, so I'm just here to record my review for this level. And oh boy, it's gonna be a pretty long review. This level sucked a lot. But I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I started playing this around a year ago when it was like I was like around 110 or so, or 100 on the list. And I got really good progress. I got 69. And I definitely could have beaten it back then, but I really didn't want to play it so long because of something I'll go over later in this review. But just now, I dropped it for a pretty good reason initially. Then I kept coming back to the level and kept getting 69 and dropping it. And eventually, when I saw I was about to fall off, was Guaranteed Legacy, and I knew I was on break, and I knew wasn't busy with college applications. I knew this was the time to at least try to beat it. Firstly, coming back, as you saw from the intro, I got 82, and then it kind of just went downhill from there. I got very unlucky on this level, and it really sucked. It felt like every day I was just hoping and praying I'd beat it, with no change in consistency. Because I felt like I was very consistent from runs everywhere but 0. So I just couldn't do anything. And that's because of two parts. Mainly the whole level. I'll get into it. So, initially why I dropped it was the first 15%. Because the first 50% was really mainly, like I would say, like a Mark III difficulty gameplay right now. Like high standard gameplay for whatever reason. The first 15%. And that's why I initially dropped it. Because I hate that part. But for me, like now coming back, since I gained so much skill, that was honestly the most fun part. Because that part felt fair to that too. And then I'm gonna go into everything else. I'm gonna go into the wave. Oh my god. So, this wave is not good. I think the first half of the wave is probably the worst Zen wave I've played, like, in GD. It feels like when you die, it's not your fault. And in Wave, where every time you die, it actually mostly feels like your fault, that's something you don't want. But another issue is that I count so much bugs in the Wave. Like, sometimes I just would die, like, because I click on the very edge of a star block or something, and then I just die randomly. Or just just really annoying gameplay design for me personally. And I have that much fun with it. And the second half of the wave was completely fine, it's completely skill based. But that also presents another issue, because when you do die there, and I died here a lot, even though I did it every time when I practiced for the most part, you get really mad when you die. So that is the issue with that wave, because when you had the first half of the wave, you get really mad, you get really annoyed because you have to go through the first 15, which I've said is the hardest part, and just to die there, and it's really frustrating, especially because most of the time it doesn't feel like your fault. And then the second half of the wave, since you're about to get into the drop, then you just feel like you wasted the attempt. And then for let's get into the drop. Oh my god, oh boy. So I'm gonna kind of split the drop into 3 sections: the cubes, the UFO, and like basically everything before the ending, UFO to ending, and the ending itself. So the cubes, I guess I can lump in that one like 50 wave as well. But probably the worst part of the drop. The gameplay, like when you did it, was really satisfying. But when you died, it always was to something stupid, and you couldn't adjust your click pad to try to adjust for that. Because if you just one click, you have to adjust like a few other clicks, and that kind of snowballs to adjusting like how you click for like the whole level. So it just feels so awful to do. And then uh, and then the wave, and then the wave. There's just one port, I'll show it on screen. It is generally one of the most inconsistent things ever. And I never got consistent at it, even when after the very end of my experience. I it just felt really annoying when you died there, because it felt like there should have been a spike up there. There should have been a spike somewhere so that would be prevented, but there was no spikes. So it just feels very unfair when you die. Then the UFO, honestly, say it's probably the most like fun part of the drop. It wasn't that bad way, but usually when I didn't die here that much, but if I died the first half of the UFO, I'll get really mad no matter what. Yeah, I feel like I'm wasting my attempt to get to the ending, and then the ending is just inconsistent. Like I think it's hard in the Mark III ending. It just feels so unfair. It doesn't feel like it gets consistent. I died here around 15 times or so. And I just I just felt like I could practice the ending, like I can do like try to do it 10 times, and then I can just play it again like 5 minutes later. It takes me 30 times to do it. It was very inconsistent, and that's why I died here so much times. Like at the end of my experience, I wasn't even getting nervous at the end. I started getting nervous like at 90. So this level like was a really bad experience. I do think a lot of the gameplay is designed pretty well. I mean, the balancing makes sense, but the pre-drop would be the hardest part, because you don't want to get to the drop every time. Then your hands just die, and then this is possible. But I just personally didn't find it that fun. I won't be surprised this is the worst out of the 4. I don't know about Prime, because honestly, I don't know if I'll beat that, because that doesn't seem to be a fun level for me. But this was definitely one of the worst. I'll say this is the worst stream I've played so far, unfortunately. Because I really was trying not to I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, but it's just my experience and my love kind of just makes it the worst game I've played, definitely. So that's my review, and that's every.